Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net.
There's never been a better time to find out why BetMGM is the king of sportsbooks. Download the BetMGM app and place a $10 moneyline wager on any NBA playoff game. If either team hits a three-pointer in the game, you'll win $200 in free bets. Just use code JERSEY200 when you make your first bet. Sign up now and discover BetMGM's daily promotions, innovative parlay selection features, boosted odds specials, and more. Download the app or go to BetMGM.com and use bonus code Jersey200 to win $200 in free bets if either team hits a three in any NBA playoff game. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. 21 years of age or older to wager. New Jersey only. New customer offer. All promotions are subject to qualification and eligibility requirements. Rewards issued as non-withdrawable free bets or site credit. Free bets expire 7 days from issuance. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Bring on spring and spruce up your kitchen with a new range or built-in wall oven from LG and Lowe's. These are no ordinary ovens either. They're loaded with options such as convection, air fry, and turbo cook. Plus, LG's exclusive InstaView feature on select models. You can even control your oven with an app. Upgrade your kitchen to LG. Shop in-store or online at Lowe's.com. Lowe's. Home to any budget. Home to any possibility. U.S. only. Bring on spring and spruce up your kitchen with a new range or built-in wall oven from LG and Lowe's. These are no ordinary ovens either. They're loaded with options such as convection, air fry, and turbo cook. Plus, LG's exclusive InstaView feature on select models. You can even control your oven with an app. Upgrade your kitchen to LG. Shop in-store or online at Lowe's.com. Lowe's. Home to any budget. Home to any possibility. U.S. only.
Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net.
Welcome to Gen Exhausted. I'm Chris.
Rich.
I'm Earl.
It's a 187. Oh, damn it. Sorry, I'm not used to a fourth. Sorry, Jess.
Oh.
Sorry.
Stepped all over her intro.
So that's Jess. She's the second one. Welcome. Hi. I say, it's a 187 on the motherfucking rock. It's all I hear when I hear this song.
Well, it's just funny because anyone who's like 187 on a motherfucking cop, I'm like, yeah, that's the revised version. No, that's the original. No, the fuck it's not. Yes, it is. I'm like, no. Deep Cover, 1991. The Chronic, 1992. You're wrong. So it originally was 187 on an undercover cop because that's what the whole movie Deep Cover's about. So, yeah. Trivia for nobody. Use it at your next bar night.
But, I mean, it's a Dave Chappelle show. That's where I remember it from.
What, Deep Cover?
Well, no, just seeing that on Dave Chappelle's show. I remember what I liked about his show was how they did all the rap tracks live. And that was one of the ones that was on it. He did that when he was Tyrone in that one while Snoop was doing that. Chappelle was done up as the crackhead and clowning around Snoop while they did that one.
Gotcha. All right. Well, I mean, we'll be getting to Dave Chappelle later. It's not much to go on with the story besides what happened, but sure, with two former musicians, we'll have some interesting takes about getting attacked on stage. Anyways, okay, fuck it. What are we starting with, Chris?
Well, just say if you're looking for a fifth week of Elon on Twitter, sorry, we're gonna disappoint you.
No, I wasn't, not at all. But I mean, I guess we can go for it now. So fucking.
No, I said we're gonna disappoint you.
Oh, I thought you were.
I was
saying,
setting
like,
us up to go with something else.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, no. To me, the only thing they could have fucking knocked all this bullshit off besides nuclear war or run up to World War III or some shit, is something along these lines, at least in America, which is the Supreme Court not ruling, intent to rule. It's more of, let's just call it what it is. It's a leak. I don't really have a problem with that. I'm all for more transparency in the levels of government and in the levels of bureaucracy. But I mean, if you don't know and have been living under a mushroom or a rock or just woke the fuck up from a coma or something, basically this would revert the decision on Roe v. Wade back to the states to either limit it as much as they want or outright ban it or, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Wait, you mean Jess isn't going to be rounded up and have her uterus scraped? Because with the reactions that are going on, you think that's what's going to be happening.
I thought I was going to have to go get it forcefully removed.
I mean, sure, yeah, cool. All right, where are we going with that?
Well,
no. I'm just because to be honest with you, there's nothing to get angry about except for this is a leak that is conveniently timed. I'm going to say that because the first round of primary voting for the midterms in a lot of places was on the day it was leaked.
Oh,
now
interesting.
you have the Democrats fired up for a primary that they were getting ready to take nothing but miles of fucking GOP cock up their puckered assholes. Now they got their base pissed the fuck off. Not a good fucking look if this was, the Republicans are going, we're going to have a win here. I don't know if this is the win you think it is. That's my take on it. What's y'all's take on it?
Well, I think no, go ahead, Jess.
If I'm going to go a little tinfoily on it, it also happened on the same day that the second round of Pfizer safety data was released, and there was some really interesting stuff in that. They could have just capitalized on that happening, though. Capitalized on the Roe versus Wade thinking coming out, and also the primaries.
Yeah,
slide that in.
That's the we're going to release this shit at 4:59 in a press release on a Friday.
Right.
That's what that is. That's media bullshit manipulation 101. So it's like the James Franco meme. First time why they're getting hung. It's like,
right.
Yeah.
You can only fall for the banana in the tailpipe trick one time in my book before you're retarded. Any more than once, you're retarded. So yeah, you gotta be careful with that. But no, that type shit, cool. But I mean, do you think this is let's start with the leak. We'll start there, and then we'll work outward into the fucking, oh my God, the world's coming to an end, Chicken Little fucking areas. Do you think the leak was? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I think your explanation's better than anything I had or anything I've heard. I thought it was a test pass. People putting it out there to see, are they going to blow the fucking country up, or are they just going to get upset? Get a feel for how the public would react if this was an actual decision of the Supreme Court.
Well, I mean, when was the bullshit that kicked off the Summer of Love 2020 version? That was March, April, May. That's when the shit really started. That just so happened to be a fucking election year where the Democrats were like, yeah, a lot of people hate Trump, but Biden isn't really motivating people to come out. And Democrats are taking at least surface L's right now. Meaning to the uninformed person, the person who is incapable or unwilling or just fucking stupid, and they can't look beyond the first fucking level of anything. We're owning the libs. No, you're not.
I think part of that election, though, too, Rich, was I think if Trump showed he gave a little bit more of a fuck about COVID, he wins that election. There was
definitely mishandling on Trump. There was way too I have zero interest in going back over why the fuck Trump did or did not win or did not win, whatever the fuck, the 2020 election. The point is that this is a tried and true, not just Democratic tactic. This is a tried and true political tactic in this country. This is the danger of having now two full generations and half of a third generation being Gen X who have no idea about fucking history because they were taught that history's dumb. You don't need to know it. So they can keep running the same bullshit, okey doke, banana in the tailpipe plays on you simple cocksuckers.
Now, I'm with you, Rich. I wonder if it's going to work in their favor the way you think. Because, Joe Biden was the last one to appoint a Supreme Court justice.
Here's the deal.
They're still outnumbered.
So.
Oh, I got you.
Okay, so, the leak, that's what it is, right? This doesn't happen by accident, and this isn't a plant. Because I'm going to tell you what, if this was bullshit, the Supreme Court would have immediately released a statement. or had someone in the government release a statement on behalf of the Supreme Court saying that is absolute bullshit, that is not from the Supreme Court, the fact they haven't denied it means on some level this was sitting on a couple justices' desk at some point.
No, their reaction was, we're looking into this. How the fuck did this get out there? That's their reaction.
Okay, well, see, once again, today, working, NPR, man. All I heard is that NPR don't give a fuck how it got leaked. They don't give a single shit. It's all, we're moving into fucking Handmaid's Tale. But, now all of a sudden, people who just look past the fact that they're using 1984 and Brave New World as a how-to manual, now all of a sudden they're experts on dystopian fiction. I love the fucking just the delicious irony of these idiots all of a sudden being experts on something they bury their head in the sand constantly about. But anyways, yeah, I don't know what I mean, it's a leak, whatever, blah, blah, blah. It's out. Okay, Supreme Court's saying this. Here's the deal. This is not an issue where people, in my experience, don't know where they stand. This is an issue we've hammered this out my entire life. I've heard every argument from every angle. There's been nothing new introduced in the argument in decades. All we're doing now is arguing over minutia. Because here's the point. If you are against abortion and you think it's murder no matter what, there's nothing anyone's going to say that's going to make you go, I'm okay with you having an abortion. If you're pro-choice and you look at it as a right, as it's my body, I can do with my body as I please. No one's going to convince you, especially if you're not religious or spiritual or whatever the fuck. No one's going to convince you from the other side. This is where politicians are they're fucking themselves and shooting themselves in the foot, especially the Republicans, at least in my mind. They're not taking into consideration that the vast majority of America doesn't fall into the two camps I just named. They fall somewhere between those two camps. I know I do. I know a lot of people do. In fact, most people I've had conversations about abortion with over the years.
I'm pro-choice. I just don't care. Flat out.
I mean, look, this is playing to the Republicans' evangelical base. I don't know if that's a strong enough base to carry that party anymore. And Trump pandered to the fucking the evangelical Christians on the right, because that's what anybody who's trying to get the Republican nod for president is going to have to do. But long story short, I mean, outside of religious people, who is pounding away at this issue?
Yeah, my first instinct when I heard this was like, really? We're still doing this in 2022? Like, I thought there's that, but then there's another part of me like, I don't care. Like, it's going to be states' rights. Like, and part of me too thinks it's like, okay, extreme left, you got your weed. Well, here's your fucking trade-off. Here's what the extreme right wants. I mean, I'm all over the map on this at 43 years old.
But if you're talking about the extreme right, aren't you you're saying then the people that are completely pro-life, there are no abortions, right?
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, I'll say this. To be fair, I would say those are people that are like, I don't care if the mother, the baby are going to die. I don't care if it was rape. I don't care if it was incest. Yes. I don't care. There's no reason for an abortion. I don't care if that baby's going to pop out and hell is literally going to fall out with the afterbirth and end existence as we know it. No to abortion. Yeah, that's an extremist in my mind. You're blowing up abortion clinics, you're an extremist in my mind. So that's what I label an extremist. A person who's religious, who's like, on moral grounds, I find it reprehensible and disgusting. That's not an extremist. That's just someone, they may have, I don't know, extreme feelings about it. I don't consider that person an extremist, though, because that person is not committing acts violating other people's fucking rights and laws to defend somebody's rights and life. I'm going to kill people to save people?
Yeah, never understood that. Like, even when I was drinking the religious Kool-Aid, I was like, how's that work? I'm going to kill you because you want to kill a baby. Well, isn't killing wrong in general?
Well, and it's just, and on the flip side of that coin is these fucking crazy blue-haired land whale bitches running around talking about, like, shout your abortion and shit. well, I'm glad I aborted I wish I'd aborted my other children. Blah, 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 blah. Like, bitch, I hope your children are watching this and put you in some old folks home to die, like some state-run fucking snake pit, because that's what you deserve, bitch. You just basically said you wish you'd fucking aborted your own kids. Who the fuck's gonna take care of your ass when you get old, you stupid twat?
I saw someone on Twitter say that the idea of having sex with a man right now just disgusts them because of this. And I'm like, really? Well, maybe you're gay.
Okay. There's 7 billion people in the world.
Yeah.
51% of them have vaginas. A percentage of 1% have man-made vaginas. And then you got the Taiwan boy, like the lady boys. That's like shit pussy type stuff. I don't know what that is. We're going to be all right. Go ahead, bitch, on Twitter. Take your vagina off the sexual marketplace. Well, nobody gives a fuck.
I also have an internet connection. So, I mean.
Yeah, and by the way, you fat fucking hogs walking around looking like me, clean shaven, talking about, I'm going to cut my husband off from sex as soon as I catch my breath and get done posting about how much I hate men. No one cares, bitch. Just fucking have a heart attack and die. Like your husband, he don't want to fuck you anyways. That's why he's drunk and plays blue football. Just to be in, just to keep from cutting your head off and putting it in a bowling bag after he's done nutting. Like, shut the fuck up. It ain't about you, bitch.
Rich, tell us how you really feel.
Yeah, Rich fired up this week.
Because I'm so fucking sick of this shit. Listen, nobody's talking about why they believe abortion should be legal or illegal. I've heard no rational conversation about that. I've heard no debate. I've heard nothing. All I've heard is the absolute lowest common denominator IQ morons driving the conversation. Now, what are we supposed to do? This is the level of discourse in this country.
Well, let's have one.
Are we going to elevate it? Okay. Then here's what we need to do. I guess we'll start with first in, first out. Jess, in detail, explain your stance on abortion.
Okay. In detail, my stance on abortion is that birth control is so easily accessible. And even if you have something traumatic happen, even if you are raped, even if your birth control fails, there's the Plan B pill, which I don't consider to be abortion. And then, of course, you have the whole argument about, medical necessity. And absolutely, if there is a threat to the mom's life, then abortion should be an option. If there is a threat to the baby's quality of life, then abortion should be an option. I don't mean quality of life like you found out it's going to be a redhead or something, but, quality of life being that they're going to be born with anencephaly, which is being born without a brain, or the conversations about Down syndrome. That should be your choice. You should get to decide where you stand on that morally. Using abortion as birth control, I personally do not agree with, but I also am really uncomfortable with the government telling me what I can and cannot do with my body, and I'm comfortable with the government telling anyone what they can and cannot do with their body. So for me, morally, I hate it being used as birth control, and I don't agree with it, and I don't necessarily stand with the thought that it is a federally protected right that you can use it as birth control, but I also don't want anyone telling me what I can and can't do. So does that answer it as best as I possibly can?
Yeah, sure. Prove my point, too. That's my point. That's what's being lost in the conversation. You brought nuance. You gave context to the nuance. There are situations that arise that you're not playing like, well, in cases of rape, and if the moon and Jupiter align on the 7th day of the 7th month of the 7th year of the shut the fuck up with the scenarios. You very realistically laid it out. And I don't expect anything different when I ask Earl, what's your take on it? Or do you just want to stand with, I'm pro-choice, I don't give a fuck?
No. I am 100% pro-choice. It's not my call. I had very little to do, or a lot to do, however long, with the process of putting a baby in a woman. And there's 9 months of whatever has to happen, and it's her choice to keep it or not. That's her body. I know if something like that was to happen to me, be it a baby or whatever the hell, I want to choose if I want to go through that or not. However it got there. You know, people argue if the baby is a baby, when it's a baby, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. People just sometimes they're too hypocritical for me. You will smash an ant, a spider, a cockroach quick as shit. You'll kill it, no doubt about it. Most states, some states, whatever you want to say, have a death penalty for certain crimes. So people will kill when it's convenient for them. But don't let them agree with this, with abortion, and you're wrong and you can't do it, but you can kill for something I might not agree with? No, screw that. No. I am pro-choice. It's the woman's choice. It's in her body. Let her fucking choose.
All right. I guess I'll go, and then Chris, you're the OG. Motherfucking network's named after you. You better be the OG. There was someone. Right. There's someone else. There's someone else I need to answer to. You should introduce me before now. Morally, obviously, I don't have any religious thing hanging over my head, so to me, it's okay. Morally, if I was a woman, I don't know, I wouldn't want to have to make that decision. How do I put this? To me, if the baby can live outside of the mother, why are you aborting the baby? That's literally, it can survive without you. That is no longer something that's living in you. Okay. And on top of that, there's like you said, Jess, and this is how I feel. How many dozens of forms of birth control do women have? I mean, first of all, rubbers. I mean, let's be honest here. Let's be real and go through even the ones that no one wants to talk about. You got rubbers, you got female condoms, IUDs, sponges, spermicide, pill, shot,
the ring.
Come on,
you can track your cycle. You can install natural family planning. Pull
out, abstinence. I mean, there's you may not think all of them are valid, but they are options that are on the table. No one's taking your right to either to choose them or not choose them away from you. So you do have these options. So that's like we named a dozen. Then you have Plan B, and by the way, a lot of these programs subsidize. I've been with 2-3 different women who got all their, because they made so little, they had all their birth control for free from different doctors, or like ridiculously reduced cost. I mean, so there's options there, and anyone
who goes in to get a rape kit done, they get a Plan B pill.
Plan B, yes. Yes.
Like they don't have to pay for that. That is just given to them if they go to the hospital and say they were raped.
All right, but two things. Number one, though, not all birth control
works.
Hold
up. Okay, hold on. Time out. Now, hold on. Save that, okay? Because I don't want to get into the debate here, because I'm just trying to, what I'm saying is, morally, for me, basically third trimester and after, you're killing a fucking thing that could live outside of a human being. You're committing murder. Morally, okay? Just like with the Kyle Rittenhouse verdict, morally, he shouldn't have been there. Legally, they don't give a fuck about what you think about your morally. Now, legally, I think, once again, you got 6 months of being pregnant. What do you need to kill the baby for in the last 3 months? And what do you need partial birth abortion for? You should have to fucking prove that somebody's going to die if they're going to partially deliver the baby and then abort it, which is just a nice way of saying kill the fucking thing. That's it.
So you're not for late-term abortion?
No, not unless you better have a fucking valid motherfucking medical reason. But besides that, it's not religious. I damn sure fucking my woman's rights. I don't give a fuck about your rights as a woman. I give a fuck about human rights. And human rights is your body is the only thing you truly own. That's something that is a parasite living in your body. It can't live without you. If you choose to evict that, so fucking be it. Oh well, that's your body. But when it can live outside of you and no longer needs you to survive, now we're talking murder, in my mind. So I mean, and I think legally is where most of the purple to blue states fall at in this country where I'm at. Like first and second trimesters, pretty much, you can have one. Third trimester, Bitch, were you in a coma? How the fuck did you? Why did it take you 6 months to decide this shit? By the way, after ignoring a dozen different forms of birth control, plus the morning after pill.
Where you at, Chris?
Right here, sitting in a chair.
Where you at?
I know. Mine, it's kind of like a mishmash of all of you. I mean, for starters, all this me and my choice and my bot and this. Well, what about the kid? I think about you've now made another person. Maybe think, 18 months down the road, 27 months down the road, 36 months down the road. Think about that. That child has a right to a good life. And if it's going to have one, then have the child. If it's not, then, the clock's ticking because I'm with Rich on this. Yeah, once it can live outside the body, we are talking now that, that's killing a human. But it's...
From the legal definition is what I mean.
Yeah.
That's...
But really, I'm mostly pro-choice. I think I've told this story on this podcast before, but I remember a girl I was dating at the time, 2008, 2009, all of our friends were having babies. And she's like, let's have a baby. And I went, absolutely not. And she said, why not? I said, well, starters, I live with my bass player because $250 a month for rent is a lot for me to come up with right now. So there's that. Your mom and grandparents pay half of your fucking bills or pay your half of your bills for where you live. You work part-time at Chipotle. Yeah, let's have a kid right now. Great fucking idea. No. I don't think if you're just gonna have a child that's gonna be another statistic, don't have that child. I don't think I went to school with a lot of girls who got knocked up in high school, and because they came from a religious background, well, I gotta have it. Well, really? Well, you're fucked, and that kid is fucked because you're 17. Guess what? You're not going to college, so get used to working for a living.
Wait. She come from a religious background and she was 17 and she had a kid. Was she frigid or something?
Right.
I mean, they're damn near barren when they're 18. What are you talking about? Doesn't it say it in the New Testament somewhere? Grass on the field, play ball?
Essentially.
I don't know.
But yeah, it's
sorry. I didn't mean that. Sorry. I
shouldn't
joke about that.
I don't think you should have a kid if you well, just saying that she was fucked. And what good shot, that kid now is, I'm thinking of a specific kid. That kid right now is probably, let's see, we've been out of high school. It's 25 years this year. So that kid's good. That kid's pushing 30. I want to see how that kid's doing right now. I bet you not so great. If the circumstances are good to bring the child into the world, suck it up, have the child. But if they're not, don't have the kid.
Well, I mean, there's also something that we really haven't even brought up, which is adoption. And adoption is like a door I don't even really want to open. I just want to point it out that it is an option to walk through that door.
Well, that's what I would say.
Let's leave it shut, because on the other side of that door, there's a whole plethora of bullshit that comes with adoption these days that I have no interest in getting into. But
with what you and I were talking about with living outside the body, I'd say have it, give it away. Right.
But you and I are both coming to this, I'm assuming, to this from a very pragmatic point of view. Meaning, are you going to be able to bring a child into this world and produce a functioning, productive member of society? And if the answer is no, and you're already pregnant, then you might as well save your breath with you shouldn't have been fucking in the first place. You can unscrew a light bulb, you can't unscrew a pregnant bitch. Yeah. Sorry. It ain't going. You can yell and get mad, stomp your feet, and ask God to fucking smite her ass all you want. However you want to do, whatever you do to make you feel better, it's already done. She's pregnant.
Yeah, she's not going to become unknocked up.
Exactly. I mean, isn't that? God, I said I didn't want to open the door, but I mean, and if it's a religious thing, I know that there are certain adoption agencies that will only deal with people who are, I don't know how you get a blue check mark from the church, but apparently they're verified Christians. I don't know what that even means, but you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know the fucking approval process, but I mean, there's agencies that, okay, you want to make sure that your child goes to a Christian family. we will place your child with a Christian family. You can meet the family. You can talk to the family. You can go visit the family. All that shit. So, I mean, that excuse is off the table. So what is your excuse? Here's my point. What is your excuse for bringing a child into this world and producing a piece of shit and turning out a piece of shit child into a piece of shit, or a child into a piece of shit of adult? I'll get it out eventually.
I mean, to me, that's worse than quote unquote killing it. Is that really a life?
All I can say at this point is, what do you guys remember from before you were born? Exactly. What do you remember about them cutting the tip of your dick off if you were circumcised? Exactly.
My first memories really come online around like kindergarten. After that, it's all like, I don't know. I should say before that.
Three and a half for me. Like I have flashes of shit. Probably really start picking up the fucking trail. 4.5, 5. That's best I could confirm it with family members.
Again, Rich, I get the, killing a baby. I get all the options. But if you force a woman to have that child and go through with it, well, there's a hell of a lot of... Who said anything about forcing? I said nothing about forcing a woman, taking a woman's right to have an abortion away from her in anything I said. So I don't know why you're bringing that up in this conversation. Like, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, this is what I'm talking about. Don't give me I'm pro-choice, so I'm pro-choice down the fucking line. Or I'm pro-life, so I'm pro-life down the fucking line. There's nuance. There's nooks and crannies of this conversation. Either get into them or stay the fuck out of the conversation.
Earl is getting into something that I do. Earl, you think this way, and you're going to be my example, because I've always wanted to ask people, like, it's just a woman's choice, right? It's her body, and this and that. And like, the man had very little part. Bullshit, the man had very little part. The woman's not pregnant without the man. Why is it just the woman's say?
Because the woman has to go through the changes physically, mentally, for 9 months.
Okay,
it has absolutely nothing to do with the man.
Really?
Really?
Without the man, that doesn't happen to her.
It doesn't matter, dude. For the next 9 months...
They're both still the parents of that child.
Bruh, I get your point, but you're asking me, and I'm telling you. For the next 9 months, that woman, it has to deal with the physical
changes. Once that kid falls out of that vagina, the law views the man as just as equal responsibility as the woman. Why before does she have all the say? Because
it's her body that goes through the changes. I mean, how many more times do you want me to tell you?
Without the man, it doesn't go through the changes.
But it has to by herself. The man doesn't go through the changes.
Okay, how long are we going to go back and forth with you guys refusing to give an inch before you guys just fucking give up? Because can we fast forward to that point? Because, like, seriously, Earl's not going to give an inch on this, dude. He's not seeing your point.
No,
he's
not
going to concede that.
And I see
he ain't going to concede the point.
He wants the father to have a say if the baby should be born or not. I get that. And truly and honestly, if it was my child, I would want to stay. But I can't. I wouldn't. And I would hate her, and just like
I know it's like a comic routine, but the man doesn't get a choice to fucking support it when they come after him for child support. There's no choice there.
Right, but the woman physically has to carry that baby for 9 months.
So what?
It has to.
So
be
what?
Her call.
That's biological design.
Okay, so it has to be her call. It's just how it is, man.
See, to me,
but it's not just her baby. It's not just her baby.
True.
I mean, you go through 9 months, and I've done it. I've done it twice, and parts of it have been a complete headache, and parts of it sucked. But I mean, we don't grow another head. It's nothing you can't come back from. You made the choice. You made the choice whenever birth control failed to not go and get a plan B, or maybe to not use birth control. Maybe that was your failed birth control, was forethought. But it's not. It shouldn't. I'm with Chris. It's with the dad has a say in this. He should have a say in it. He doesn't, but he should.
See, this is one of those circumstances, one of those instances in life that you point to your children, and you go, "This is proof life isn't fair," and you might as well accept this now, because if you get hung up on this shit, it's no good. Like here's the it doesn't matter if it's right or wrong. Women and politicians have decided in this country, when we get pregnant, men become second-class citizens. You automatically, you have to prove the mother is a crackhead to even have a shot at getting fucking custody of your kids. Like, custody is automatically hers unless you go above and beyond. You have no rights until that baby pops out. Then they come after you for all the fucking care she got, if she got any assistance from the state. But you had no fucking right to say anything when she was pregnant. See, these are the things that bother me, okay? You want to make fucking, these are what make the shit unfair. You want to make fucking life fair because abortion, this whole abortion thing is about, well, it's only fair because the woman carries it, right? So women, all you care about is fair. I'm about to make it fair. You can have an abortion and a man can't stop you and he has no legal say about it. But you can't make a man be a father and you can't make a man pay for fucking that child and that man don't have to put his name on that birth certificate. That's your trade-off. That's fair. Watch how quick that one. Yep.
Yeah, I should have a choice to acknowledge paternity.
That's fair. It'll never be that way. Life ain't fair. Get the fuck over it. Grow the fuck up. Improvise, overcome, adapt, and move the fuck on. So this hits close to home. All right, I've had too many fucking friends stuck in this situation from all fucking angles, and this bullshit, this attitude of like, well, we're just trying to do what's fair. No, the fuck you're not. You're only doing what's good for you, women. Just admit it. Take your fucking W and go the fuck on. End of fucking story. And by the way, this fucking political issue is not the goddamn winner that the Republicans think it fucking is. Like 70% of this country are in favor of or not in favor of abortion, I guess. Sure, if you're Fox News, that's how you'll say it. Support a woman's right to choose whatever the fuck in some capacity. Somewhere on that spectrum. This is a losing fucking issue for you. Yet you're hammering away at it. Why? I don't understand. I don't get it.
You want to win? Go after woke culture. Everyone will get on board with that. But yeah, beating this dead horse from 50 years ago. That's the first. Again, my first reaction was like, really? Still? We're still doing this.
Was there anything going on that even made the Supreme Court start talking about this? Did I miss something where there was a state or something?
Yes, I think it comes from.
I thought it was Texas.
Jackson, Mississippi. No, I think it's from Jackson. This is a case from Jackson, Mississippi, if I'm remembering correctly. I'm trying to remember exactly what NPR said because I was only half listening. That made it to them. That's what brought this case to their attention.
Okay.
And it was involving restrictions on abortions in the state that weren't along with federal guidelines. So that's what the ruling. That's why the ruling would be what it would be if this wasn't just a leak and this was an actual ruling. Which it isn't. So calm the fuck down. Like here's the deal. This is the heads up the Democrats have been waiting for. You have now pissed off every pussy hat wearing fucking Democratic woman. Every wine mom and aunt is angry and pissed and ready to fucking just go vote. Straight party ticket down the line for the fucking D. Congratulations. You woke a sleeping giant. And for what? What do you hope to win out of this?
Yeah, but Rich, I will say it's 6 months from now. Like, people got really short memories nowadays.
Bro, this is not, no.
This is 50 years on, bro.
No, this is, you got a lot of pissy women. You've been married. You know now. 6 months ain't shit for a bitch to hold a grudge. Come on, bro. Grow the fuck up. What the fuck's wrong with you? Not gonna make me talk to you like you're my fucking child. You know better than this. Come on. So,
sorry, Dad.
Dude, seriously. Do I need Jess? Is 6 months a long time for a woman to hold a grudge?
I'm still pissed off at people from high school.
I'm just talking about
there we go. Thank you.
No, but I'm talking about the attention span of the general public.
And this is the general public who are pissed off.
It is. I see what Chris is saying, though. It is early to try to pull something big like this. Usually you'd save that for
if this was October 5th, I'd be both feet with you, Rich.
October surprise is the fucking, we're going to bury you with the most scandalous shit we could find. Like the Hunter Biden laptop was supposed to be the 2020 October surprise. Remember that got leaked. Remember we talked about that. About how the video from like some fucking get together where they were trying to like figure out who was going to like raffle off his fucking the contents of his laptop. And it was like what? 10 months before the election, December, January, the year before the election, or December or January before the election. So yeah, like the shit. Hey, here's my train of thought on this. The media, overwhelmingly liberal. The people that would leak this shit are people who are leaking this hoping it's helping the Democrats and just anybody on the left who is going to be running during this midterm. That doesn't mean that they're fucking intelligent. It just means they have access to shit and can leak stuff to a liberal media who will just run with anything they give them.
I'm bummed because I liked Politico. Now I got to delete them.
And not just that, voting for this election doesn't change the Supreme Court at all.
Thank you. I was going to make that point too. Like, okay, vote in a whole bunch of your party. Okay, it still doesn't change the lineup of the Supreme Court.
And by the way, real quick, I want to go back to something because you guys are also overlooking something that happened the whole summer of 2000. If people get pissed off and they work themselves up into a fucking summer 2000 version 2.0 this summer.
You mean 2020?
Pretty much. You know, a lot of people voted out of fear because, what'll happen? Oh, God, what'll happen if Trump wins? I mean, they rioted and, oh, God,
I still think there's a lot of element of boredom to the summer of 2020. Like, that was coming out of, like, what, everyone being locked in the house for 2 months. Everyone was out of work.
Sure. I mean, I don't give a fuck enough to try to convince you of anything else. You want to believe that? Believe that. That's fine with me. I don't give a shit. It doesn't matter. It happened. This is just agitation propaganda. Stir the pot. Get people kick the hive, get the hornets pissed off. This is what this is. What other point is there? Because I'm going to tell you what, NPR has been banking on this for the last couple of days. This is the go-to subject. This is a gold mine. This is Trump winning the Republican nomination in 2016 all over again.
Oh yeah, God, I know. Trust me, I've opened up Google News and I feel like I feel like that Bill Hicks routine where he's like, war, AIDS, death, famine, depression. He's like, I look out my window, it's cricket sound effects.
Crickets.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, dude. I can't put anything past this shit. And when it comes to the media, like, come the fuck on, man.
The other
we both had our toe in that. We know how the media skews when it comes to politics. We know how most people in the media, how they feel about shit.
The other initial gut reaction I had when I first started hearing about all this is our government is a checks and balances system. We saw it happen how many times during Trump's administration when he tried to do crazy shit and the checks and balances worked. Went, no, it's not how this works. Take that gold pen and shove it up your ass. And I think the checks and balances will kick in with this as well.
Look, I have no idea, man. To be honest with you, here's the thing. How can we accurately predict what's going to happen when this is not even guaranteed to happen? And if it does happen, the ruling could be vastly different from what the fuck is in the leak. This is what I'm saying. Like, people are ready to fuck, like, the bullshit, nonsense, fucking bombastic rhetoric coming out of people's mouths online. Yeah. And in call-in radio shows and shit about this. Like, I'm just like, nothing has happened, guys.
It's all over a maybe. It's all over a might, a could.
So this is what I'm saying. Like, let them ban that shit. The only thing I can say is that if it reverts to the state rights, because there are states that are sitting and they have what I think they're called trigger laws, where if the Supreme Court is ever to reverse R v. Wade, automatically abortion becomes illegal in that state. Like, that moment. That's how the law is set up. So most of those states are going to be Republicans. I mean, they're going to be red states, right? Red states, law and order states. Yeah. The only thing I can say is if you think you're going to pull a summer of 2020 again, those are the states that they ain't going to send police and with, like, hi, I'm here with Jonathan Living Seagull, and we're going to read this today and get in touch with our feelings. No. They're going to send the SWAT team in riot gear, and they're pissed. You know what I'm saying? Like, That's to me the one thing that might stop any bullshit from popping off on major levels is this ain't gonna be the states you're gonna get away with the shit. This isn't the Pacific Northwest.
True.
This is not Portland. This is not Seattle.
I think another thing people are losing sight of is one of these Republican justices that was appointed by Trump is a woman who has a bunch of adopted kids. Just putting that out there. She may not go the way you're thinking, everybody.
One of the other things that was brought up that I thought was funny was that there's blame. Okay. Ruth Bader Ginsburg, when she died a couple of years ago, the lead up to her death, they made a documentary about her. They were pushing her in pop culture, the notorious RGB, all this shit. They were pushing her as like this great fucking pop culture icon and icon of women's rights and the legal system and overcoming systemic whatever the fuck. And now, the woman's been dead 2 years. This supposed leaked intent to rule maybe comes from the Supreme Court, and the same people who were trying to pump this woman up are now like, this is all because of that stupid bitch. If that bitch would have retired under Obama and let him fucking pick the goddamn Supreme Court justice instead of, no, I don't want to, no, and now I don't want to retire under Trump. And then the bitch had to die under Trump. What the fuck, you know? And I'm just like, wow, look how quickly they turn on their own. This was someone they were trying to pump up and make a fucking icon for them.
You're making my point about people's memories.
2 years ago.
Making my point about people's memories, Rich.
Here's the thing. The people doing this, remember her, they just don't give a fuck. That's even more dangerous. A dumb person, you can distract. A person who goes, I know what I'm doing is wrong. I know what I'm doing is hypocritical. I know what I'm doing is immoral and unscrupulous, and I don't give a fuck. That's more dangerous.
Yeah, but a person is smart. People are dumb.
Okay.
So, like...
And
Chris
you don't think there's going to be protests about this shit if they fucking do rule and overturn Roe v. Wade?
Oh.
And what happens in a protest? What happens at protest? Do people stay at home and stay separate?
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. I think that's what this was. It wasn't a leak. It was just a test to see if people would go riot like they did, like you were talking about.
Not
I think
yet. They rule on it. I think all the blue cities would blow up. In a manner of speaking, like all the usual suspects, your Portlands, your Seattles, New York, L.A.
Well, I think that's what they're watching. Are people going to take to the streets just over this leak? Or are they just going to take to the social media and try to be SJWs?
Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net.
Bring on spring and spruce up your kitchen with a new range or built-in wall oven from LG and Lowe's. These are no ordinary ovens either. They're loaded with options such as convection, air fry, and turbo cook. Plus, LG's exclusive InstaView feature on select models. You can even control your oven with an app. Upgrade your kitchen to LG. Shop in-store or online at Lowe's.com. Lowe's, home to any budget, home to any possibility. U.S. only. Bring on spring and spruce up your kitchen with a new range or built-in wall oven from LG and Lowe's. These are no ordinary ovens either. They're loaded with options such as convection, air fry, and turbo cook. Plus, LG's exclusive InstaView feature on select models. You can even control your oven with an app. Upgrade your kitchen to LG. Shop in-store or online at Lowe's.com. Lowe's, home to any budget, home to any possibility. U.S. only. Bring on spring and spruce up your kitchen with a new range or built-in wall oven from LG and Lowe's. These are no ordinary ovens either. They're loaded with options such as convection, air fry, and turbo cook. Plus, LG's exclusive InstaView feature on select models. You can even control your oven with an app. Upgrade your kitchen to LG. Shop in-store or online at Lowe's.com. Lowe's, home to any budget, home to any possibility. U.S. only. Bring on spring and spruce up your kitchen with a new range or built-in wall oven from LG and Lowe's. These are no ordinary ovens either. They're loaded with options such as convection, air fry, and turbo cook. Plus, LG's exclusive InstaView feature on select models. You can even control your oven with an app. Upgrade your kitchen to LG. Shop in-store or online at Lowe's.com. Lowe's, home to any budget, home to any possibility. U.S. only. Bring on spring and spruce up your kitchen with a new range or built-in wall oven from LG and Lowe's. These are no ordinary ovens either. They're loaded with options such as convection, air fry, and turbo cook. Plus, LG's exclusive InstaView feature on select models. You can even control your oven with an app. Upgrade your kitchen to LG. Shop in-store or online at Lowe's.com. Lowe's, home to any budget, home to any possibility. U.S. only. Bring on spring and spruce up your kitchen with a new range or built-in wall oven from LG and Lowe's. These are no ordinary ovens either. They're loaded with options such as convection, air fry, and turbo cook. Plus, LG's exclusive InstaView feature on select models. You can even control your oven with an app. Upgrade your kitchen to LG. Shop in-store or online at Lowe's.com. Lowe's, home to any budget, home to any possibility. U.S. only.
Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net.
Here's the deal, though. That's Chris. You bring up a good and interesting point. Speaking of political fucking, strategy and stuff. Okay, there's if the usual cities and suspects and states have the usual suspects show up and pull their typical bullshit, that's fine, right? Because those states and those cities they're going to let that happen. But in the last 2 years, there's really been the media is still kid gloving the riots and shit from that summer, but the population, the people, they ain't anymore, man. I don't know if they're going to have the sympathy and the fucking, they're definitely not going to have they've been cooped up due to COVID for the last 2.5 months. Because that's really all it was before those riots started, dude. That's why I'm not cooped up for 2.5 months. 2.5 months, dude. Where were people cooped up to the point where they couldn't get out of their fucking house to even go riot? Nowhere in this country. No one was cooped up for 2.5 months to the point where they needed to riot. So that's what I'm saying. These are people looking to start shit. This is a perfect fucking opportunity, but I don't think it's going to go how they fucking think it's going to go. On top of that, I don't think it's not the issue. It's going to put the Republicans over the top with the working class people that they think they're pandering to.
Nope.
I don't see it, man. I really don't.
Go after woke culture. I'm telling you, Republicans.
Well, if you're going to go after woke culture, you better do a better job than what they're trying to fucking do in Florida, because that shit has. I went digging into the Florida Disney DeSantis dick waving contest, and that shit has got me to the point where I'm just like, fuck Disney, fuck DeSantis. Why was I even thinking that either one of these pieces of garbage and the pieces of garbage they represent would do anything to help the average person for half a second? I don't know. Because ultimately, whatever happens, either Disney's going to pick up the tab ultimately, or it's going to fall to the taxpayers to the tune of billions of dollars for Volusia and Orange County in Florida. I've lived in those counties. Those counties can't take that type of fucking financial hit. They can't. And once again, what is this over? Why is he going after Disney like this? Because they spoke out against your bill? Okay. Besides the ethics of using your position as a politician to attack a private company, put those aside. Why don't you find a way to go after them that if it fucking falls through and worst case scenario or most likely case scenario happens, doesn't leave your constituents on the hook for the bill for your fucking crusade there? But once again, we don't have politicians that think that way because they don't have to pay the bill. We do.
It's bottomless coffers, baby. Taxpayer.
Well, there's all of the services that are connected to what Disney owns are also connected to city, county, state, whatever, equipment and stuff in the state of Florida. Disney was running everything because Disney was basically given, I wasn't joking. I've been saying this for decades and people who not from Florida laugh. Disney is essentially a sovereign nation in the middle of Florida. They do what the fuck they want. They have their own police force. They have their own fucking fire department. They have their own communities that people live in. They're like people don't understand this. So if Florida pulls all that shit from them, they're on the hook for that stuff, and they don't pay all that infrastructure. Florida can't let that crumble. because that is central. That is key to Central Florida as infrastructure. You cannot let go run to ruin. Trying to win a dick waving contest with Disney of all fucking people, and yet we got politicians that seem to think like, oh, this is the way to get my name out there. Yeah, motherfucker, but at what cost? Ultimately, this is why I can't trust these fuckers. Give them enough rope and they show their true colors. Here, paint with. Here, I'm gonna give you 3 colors. Oh, look at how nice 3-color painting. Give them a full palette. They'll show their true colors. They'll show what they really are. They're all fucking pieces of shit scumbags feeding their ego or their fucking coffers or both. Sorry, I don't mean to speak ill of your girl or your boyfriend there, Jess.
While if it's any in his home.
Well, I'm just saying, if it's any fucking consolation, he ain't better or worse than any other politician. He's just like every other politician, in my opinion. So
they didn't just to clarify something you said, because I did go look it up just to fact check myself. Disney didn't just speak out against the quote unquote "Don't Say Gay" bill. They vowed to help repeal it. They vowed to support companies and to support any organization that was going to be attempting to repeal Florida's ruling on this. So they weren't just like, we don't like you. They're like, no, they do not have our support, and we're going to go out of our way to see what we can do to end this.
And part of the rationalization of going after Disney and trying to remove any type of tax exempt or tax break they get is because the same argument they use with politics and religion. Well, if you preach politics from the pulpit, then you're no longer a religious organization. You're a political action committee. Now you have to pay taxes. Well, this is a private corporation. They're already paying taxes. I mean, like, is there some sort of tax thing that says, or agreement in their agreement with the state of Florida that says if they take a side on an issue in state, that Florida can pull this bullshit? I mean, because if Disney violated a contract, once again, I ain't on some Disney shit. Fuck Disney. Fuck the politicians in Florida. Fuck everybody involved except for the poor motherfuckers who are on the hook to pay for this shit. That's who I care about. I don't care about fucking Disney executives and politicians. There's no good guys as far as I'm concerned, so don't get that twisted. But I mean, if Disney broke a contract they have with the state of Florida, hold their feet to the fucking fire, because God damn it, trust me, Disney's one of the few corporations on this fucking planet that if Florida broke their word or broke their contract, Disney would hold Florida's feet to the fire. Because Disney's one of the few corporations who have the power to do that on this fucking planet. So this is what I'm saying. Like, I don't understand when people are like, yeah, we're winning. We're owning the libs. What if you won? There's been no ruling from the Supreme Court about abortion. It's basically what? An intent, a first draft of an intent to maybe file or maybe make a ruling on. Okay, cool. The shit with people in Disney in Florida, I don't know many people in Florida who got a soft spot for Disney as it goes, but the one thing that'll piss them off, even more than just Disney getting away with Disney bullshit, is you start taking more money out their fucking paycheck. What's state tax in Florida right now as far as sales tax, Jess? Is it 10%?
I have no idea, but I can Google that. Please hold.
Because I think it was 8 when I was down there last.
Damn.
That had been about a decade ago. We're pretty low at 6, dude. No, we're pretty low.
They're 6.
Are they 6?
6% sales tax, yeah.
Okay.
Maybe property tax is ridiculous. That's my guess.
See.
I don't know. Or, and just bear with me here, Central Florida is such a fucking tourist trap and a worldwide destination that all that money coming in from all over the world being pumped into Florida's economy, they don't need to tax any higher than what they do. They got enough money.
Kansas state tax is 6.5%.
They will if Disney World moves to fucking Houston.
Florida's average real estate property tax is 0.98%, which is slightly lower than the U.S. average of 1.08%.
See, this is what I'm saying. Like, this is all this shit. Like, okay, this standard of living, take Disney out the equation, it ain't there. It's like coming to Detroit and living through the decimation of the big three here in Detroit. I mean, Central Florida, Kissimmee, Orlando, all them places will still be there. I mean,
Lauderdale, Daytona.
It ain't gonna be fucking like, it's not gonna be like Mad Max Land. You know what I'm saying? But damn sure ain't gonna be the money. And believe me, the government isn't gonna cut their fucking budget. So they're gonna be like, well, if we're not getting the money from the tourism that we were getting when Disney was here, guess who's paying us now? Bend over, constituents. And that's my problem with this. Because how are you as a politician, a representative of these people, going to play fast and loose with the possibility of, even the possibility of them being on the hook for the billions of dollars that they're talking about, which I'm sure is an inflated number. Probably like cut it down 2/3 of that. But whatever. Still, how is that not political suicide?
People just see him as trying to help, their beliefs.
Or this isn't being reported as widely as everything else. It's just like, don't say gay bill. It does not say that.
Well, no, he's going after woke culture. He's doing what he thinks his constituents want. He's going after the woke culture.
Well, if he's going to go after woke culture like that, then somebody better prepare these motherfuckers in Florida for the reality of 10, 15 years down the road, your children and your grandchildren, and if you think you're going to retire here, shit ain't going to be like you think it's going to be.
I wish somebody would wake up Mark Zuckerberg. Asshole.
Is he in Florida?
Why is that?
Well, because I missed 2 weeks of this freaking show because I was hacked through his website. And folks, if you haven't been hacked recently, boy, are you in for a treat. Talking about DeSantis and whether he cares about people in Florida, I'll tell you this. Mark Zuckerberg and his people don't give two shits about you or your information or your account.
Why would they?
Well, they make that
That's
apparent
their
when you
job?
They make that apparent when you sign up.
No, their job is to sell your information to advertisers because you're the product.
Apparently.
Yeah. You're called a user.
Dude, you seriously can't be just figuring this out.
Earl, did you ever see The Social Dilemma?
I have.
Yeah.
I haven't really been on Facebook much. Really, I haven't.
Remember, drugs and social media are the only two things that call their customers users.
Right. Here's the bitch of it. All right. When it first happened, all right, long story short, I thought I was helping a friend. I fucked up, whatever. Hacker got my account. When it first happened.
You logged into something you weren't. Yeah.
No, I sent a code and he got my account. But whatever. When it first happened.
Was he from Nigeria? Sorry.
I don't know. He's from Texas, is where he logged in from. Damn it. Don't fuck with Texas. Anyways, I got it back. Like, it took me a day and a half to prove my identity or whatever the fuck they call it. And I got it back. And I locked it down. I went to bed. I woke up. He had it back. They gave him it back. Facebook let him use his email address, confirm his email address, and gave my account back to the hacker. What? Okay. I went through everything. Gave him my ID, took a picture of my driver's license, my name, my email address, my phone number, showed them everything in an email. Everything they wanted. I was like, okay, we're good? All right, I changed my
You might
password.
have a keylogger, homie. Like you might
I locked it down. Everything was
no,
great.
You might have a keylogger on your computer. Like
No, I don't, because I took my computer in. That's why I was absent last week. And I took my computer in to a PC repair shop. I said, what the fuck is up with this? And they said, nothing. There's nothing on your computer. So I checked, and he logged back in, confirmed his email. It deleted all of my shit now. Now I can't access it at all. I click on it, say, that's my account. They're like, we can't confirm your identity. Oh, that's nice of you. That's great. But you confirmed his twice. Appreciate you.
See, I could have saved Chris. I could have saved you even asking that question. Facebook don't give a fuck. More accounts, their numbers are inflated. You know how many fucking accounts one of our friends, I won't mention him by name, let's keep it that way, but I think you can figure out who I'm talking about when I say he has like 5 different Facebook accounts. Because
I know, because I had to add all 5 of them.
I keep losing my phone. I'm like, idiot, you can log in from something to Facebook besides your phone. Well, they won't help me, and I just start a new account, and that's what they count on. That's why I was like, you can't be shocked, dude. They don't give a fuck. Your account that got hacked and taken over still has all your friends, has whatever he clicks on, wherever he goes, that's logged in. I mean, dude, it's just a numbers game. That's all it is. That's why they don't care.
Right. Well, and I also learned since they went from Facebook to Meta, they stopped offering any type of live help at all. No chat, no phone, no nothing, no email, nothing.
They haven't done that for me for almost 2 years now. So I don't know. Like, Chris, have you called or chatted with anybody the last 2 years?
I don't know. I don't try to interface with Facebook management.
I've done it over getting some bans and fighting to get unbanned, and eventually ended up talking to somebody with a pulse. But the last couple of years, no. I get a message that says, due to COVID and volume of people using the blah, 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 we can't get to everybody personally, but we will review. And it's like, no, you just hand me my L and send me on my way. Fuck it. But no, man, that makes perfect. I mean, it sucks. Sorry it happened to you, but it makes perfect sense from Facebook's point of view. They're like, there's going to be one less account if we fucking kick this guy. Whereas most likely you'll start another account. He'll use your account. Here's the fucked up thing. I unfriended him and blocked him when I saw the message. And I was like, all right, I don't give a fuck. Now I want to unblock him 6 months from now and see if he's got a whole new set of friends. Still using your name or if he switched like names 5, 6, 7 different times, because he changed names at one point.
All of my friends here in Kansas are laughing at me because he changed my name to Stephen North. I was like, okay. And they're like, Stephen North's picking up the tab tonight.
Oh my God.
But yeah, good.
I got hacked on Instagram recently, and they did the same thing to me where they went in and changed all of my information, and they changed my email address so I couldn't recover my account. But they have this really cool thing where you can verify it, who you are. It was a questionnaire they sent you through, and it said, do you have selfies on your Instagram? And I do. And I clicked yes, and they said, okay, on this next page, there's gonna be a camera. It's gonna instruct you to look up, just follow the cues, look down, look left, look right. And it went through so many of these with my face. And then they had me back in my account within 4 hours.
Hey, Meta owns Instagram.
Yep, sure does. Yeah, they have this thing where you send them a copy of your driver's license, the email you use to start the account, and then they review it, and then they send it back to you, and you get it back. But him and I went at it for damn near a week, changing the info. Now when I go to click on it and try to submit my information, Facebook says, sorry, you can't use this feature at this time. We limit the use of certain features to stop spamming and everything else. So here I sit without my account while he gets to go play.
I forgot about this. But boy, when that happens, that sticks in your motherfucking craw. You got some motherfucking rabbit ears for that. Boy, your life don't change. Mine's fucked. That really gets under your skin. Anyways, I just realized this shit happened to my mother after she died. That hacker, someone hacked into her account and started sending shit via Messenger.
Yep.
And posting on people's walls.
Same thing with my dad.
Yeah. And I was like immediately, within 10 minutes, I got 4 messages from a bunch of boomers who don't know how to screenshot shit. So they're like, I'm getting messages from your mother. This isn't, she's posting on people's Facebook. And I'm like, okay, first of all, no, she's not. She's been dead for 5 years. Second of all, let me go take care of it.
Yeah, my sister had
2014. Well, real quick, this is 2014. I contacted Facebook. I actually talked to someone from Facebook. They said they couldn't do anything except for memorialize my mom's Facebook page if I had a link or clipping of an obituary from a newspaper. And I was like, I don't have that. Who the fuck does that? That's not 100. No one does that. Who the fuck puts obituaries in newspapers anymore? Some newspapers they charge you for that shit. So I send a message and I'm like, yo, whomever hacked my dead mom's account, you're a real piece of shit. You're fucking with a lot of people's fucking emotions and shit because you're flipping out. And I don't expect you to stop, but there ain't nothing I can do. You won. Facebook gave it to you. And then it just stopped. And it's been years and no problem. So yeah, dude, that was 8 years ago.
Yeah, all my friends told him to get a life, go out, get some more sun. I bet you he's a virgin. He's never been laid.
Yeah, you know, everything you've heard 10 million times before for the last 30 years. You know.
But
1992 called Once It Chokes Back.
Yeah, pretty much.
No.
And there's absolutely no way for me to get it back at this point. I'm sure at some point when they set everything back up to where you can get somebody with the pulse, maybe I could talk them into, you know what, just delete it. Don't give it back to me. Just fucking delete it. The only problem with that is I can get all my contacts, all my information, everything, my pictures, but I can't get the memories that Facebook holds. And some contacts, unfortunately, have passed away, so they ain't coming back to life to click, oh, yeah, you be my friend. So that's what I'm going to miss out on. That's the only reason I was so pissed and wanted it back.
I can understand that.
Should I be an asshole contrarian like everyone is to me about everything? Well, this is your chance to move on. This is your wake-up call, man. You need to let go of the past. Stop living in the past. You need to move for the future and live for the future and blah, 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 blah. And a bunch of bullshit don't mean nothing to nobody. And blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, but you know what? You're preaching to the choir. I took that as exactly that. This is my sign. I need to get the fuck on. It's been a decade. Peace.
Yeah.
There you go. Empty platitudes work for somebody. They had to work at some point. I mean, law of averages, right?
It's true. They wouldn't keep moving on. They didn't work at sometimes.
Oh, speaking of shit not working.
Uh-huh.
I heard this. This kind of shocked me. Not one Marvel movie has been released in China since Endgame was released. Endgame being like the culmination of the first 10 years of the Disney Marvel movies. And every single movie since then has not had a theatrical release in China for various censorship reasons. And the newest one is this Doctor Strange 2 that's coming out.
Yeah, that's going to be pissed if they can't see that.
Well, then they better get some fucking Depends, because they're going to be some pissy-ass Chinamen. Some Chinamen smelling like rice and piss then. I don't know what to say, because that motherfucking movie ain't showing up in that fucking in that country. Sorry about your luck. So, I know I want to live in an authoritarian country where the government decides what I can and can't watch. That's freedom. That's that good freedom.
Also,
I just thought
Chinaman's not the preferred nomenclature. Asian American, please.
Asian American. Yeah. I was kind of waiting for it, but I was like, let's set them up.
Stop the Asian hate, damn it.
You eventually knocked it down. But no, I think that's funny, because it's like, okay, so, various reasons, blah, 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 political this and this. Apparently this could be Disney spin trying to make it, like their version of sour grapes, but they're like, well, it's because we have a LGBT character, and China, that's against their laws and stuff in China. And I'm thinking, like, really? Didn't we go through this with the Star Wars movies? Like the last Star Wars movie, they had like a lesbian kiss in the background, like over the main character's shoulder, and like it was this big deal here in the States. And when they showed it, someone in China recorded it in the theater, and they had cut that scene out. And I was like, yeah, okay. All right, that woke shit, yeah, that only goes so far when it comes to fucking with your money. But apparently their Marvel division's like, yeah, we ain't changing shit. So
they're making tons of money.
I got it.
You're making so much money, you don't need China. You're making a lot of money.
I feel like Steve Carell's character towards Ryan Gosling's character in The Big Short. Like, I kind of respect Disney. Like, there's like it's pure self-interest, and I can see through them and their bullshit. But at least they're like, yeah, we're making this like we're making this corporate stance on woke culture here in America. And this is what we're betting our fucking all our money on, that this is going to be the winning horse, and they're backing it up. I gotta kind of respect it, even if I don't agree with it. Like, that takes balls, man. Most people don't have the balls to say what they feel on fucking social media, let alone fucking take a stand like that. It's going to cost them billions of dollars. So
that's a market with literally half of the world's population.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, that's touching on the Facebook thing again. It was a couple of years ago that they announced, like, 3.5 billion Facebook accounts. Granted, yeah, X amount are fake, X amount are fucking abandoned, X amount are dead people, whatever the fuck. But of course, you know how Facebook, their marketing team played that up. Half the world is on Facebook. Numbers wise, yeah, kind of.
And a quarter of them can't access their account. Fuckers.
Half the world's on Facebook. The other half is China. So yeah, I just thought that was funny because that's one of my criticisms of a lot of the corporate bullshit that tries to align itself with this woke culture shit is they take these fucking stands and they make these big fucking declarations during Pride Month and all this shit. But then you go to like if you go to Disney's Twitter page for, America, it's, during Pride Month, it's, Mickey ears, rainbow Mickey ears, whatever.
Oh, it's about that time of year too.
You go to Saudi Arabia's Disney page, you go to Russia's Disney page, you go to Ukraine's Disney page. None of that pride bullshit.
Mickey's in a
None
burqa.
of that rainbow bullshit. Oh no, they don't play that shit. They don't play that shit whatsoever at all. Because they know that shit don't fly in those fucking countries. They ain't gonna make any money off that shit. But someone in their fucking Marvel division has got some balls and was like, if we're going to fucking proclaim that these are our beliefs, then we need to stand by our beliefs, even if it costs us money. You're a bad businessman, but you got guts, and guts is enough sometimes.
My guess is it's probably a younger person who don't know shit about shit.
Oh yeah, and he'll be unemployed real quick when they say the first time they're like, we projected 1.5 billion, we barely made $1 billion. You got to go. And that's just the end of it. I mean, we all know that's coming, right?
Yeah.
I mean, but hey, man, good on you, dude. And if you're that high up in Disney to where you can make a decision that can affect Disney like that, maybe you're to the point where you fail up. So go find yourself a company that benefits from rolling around into woke bullshit. Because apparently, like I said, here's the deal. If they continue to make record amounts of money, Disney won't give a fuck. But I know business people. Business people are never happy with the money in the bank. They're thinking about, damn it, I could have made more. They're thinking about the money they didn't make. They look at it as, I lost that money there because it's not in my bank account. And eventually they're going to look at, Disney's going to look at China as that and go, we're losing a lot of money here. Fuck the woke shit.
Yeah, let's get those theater receipts up.
Well, I mean, okay, there's a quick little subject. We're all, for various reasons, in the age range of what, the Disney, Marvel, Star Wars fucking mega corporation and product is. Let me ask you a question, because I know you guys aren't like hardcore nerds, sci-fi, comic book guys and gal. But have you guys even been excited for a comic book movie or a Star Wars movie like in the last 5 years?
Well, yeah, when the rest of the trilogy was coming out.
Really? Dude, I can go back and go and pull some of those fucking... You were death on The Last Jedi, and basically were like, I don't even know if I want to go fucking see the last one that's in the theater.
Because the fucking Last Jedi... No, I went and saw it. Because The Last Jedi was a piece of shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, dude, Last Jedi was like, what, 2017?
Yeah, no,
like,
I went and saw
I
went and saw the Rise of Sky, whatever the last one was, the Rise of Skywalker. I went and saw that.
I just remember doing a review, and for whatever reason, you weren't on the episode. It was just Aaron and I, and Aaron was like trying to defend it, and I'm just pointing out plot holes big enough to drive semi trucks through, and he's just like, "I give up, man. Okay,
dude,
it's dumb."
That scene where Luke dusts his shoulder off is like the worst scene ever in cinematic history.
No, you're talking about Last Jedi. I'm talking about Rise of Skywalker or whatever the fuck it was.
Oh.
The very last one. But no, I mean, okay, so about Jess, I mean, I don't know how you are, but I mean, the family, anybody excited
about Star Wars?
Yeah, I mean, like, besides kids get excited because they wipe their own ass. We're not talking about children, you know what I'm saying?
They heard movies, they're excited.
Now, Rich, to like not shit on your point, other than that, no, I've no reason. Like, movie theaters have come and gone and come back because of COVID, and I haven't noticed because I don't go to the fucking movies anymore.
Like, honestly, Chris, I've done enough shows with you, and we've talked, and we've known each other long enough. I think the last time I know the last time I heard you, it doesn't mean that you didn't express this, but I heard you express any excitement about an upcoming Marvel movie was Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Oh, that's see? No, that one's
And
coming out.
that was like 6-7 years ago.
And that one coming out next year? Isn't 3 coming out next year, and they're coming out with like a Christmas special or something this year, some shit?
I don't know. Shit's gotten pushed back because of COVID and reshuffled.
Hey, whatever. You involve Chris Pratt, I'm in.
This is your opening, Jess. Go.
I don't even. I still haven't figured out what to say about all that. Chris Pratt. Why?
Have you ever seen him play Andy Dwyer on Parks and Recreation? That's my entire argument.
Yes.
Yeah, dude.
Yes, I've watched all of it.
Funny as
The
hell.
only thing that makes him look good is Aubrey Plaza. That is it.
Well, yeah,
I mean,
he was schlup, dude. Yeah, but there's 2 Chris Pratts in that series. There's Chris Pratt before he got Guardians, and there's Chris Pratt after he got Guardians. Because before, like, season 4, yeah, he's schlubby, and depending on the movie roles he had, he was in various states of physical or unfitness, fit or unfit. But after he got Peter Quill, I mean, he was pretty much, he was, he's pretty cut for the rest of that show. No, I think he should be the new Indy. I just think he's a good. I like his comic timing. I like his comic chops.
In my family, we are big Jurassic Park and Jurassic World people.
Oh, is this?
That's what my oldest son's really into. We love it.
Is
I grew up loving Jurassic Park.
So is this on the doll where Chris Pratt touched you? Was on Jurassic Park?
No, I don't. No, I don't hate him. I just don't understand, like, simping after him. Why him?
Okay, I don't simp after. I just think he's. If I got to pick a man crush, he's definitely one of them.
To be fair, I just said he's his man crush. I didn't say he simped for him. I don't believe I did, at least. I said a lot.
Oh, I wasn't accusing you of. I was
I wasn't saying you were accusing me. I'm just saying, like, I don't think I used the term simp. Like, I talk a lot of shit, so it might have come out, but I'm pretty sure it didn't.
If I was going to start a MoveOn.org petition, it would be for him to be the new Indiana Jones.
See, and you've been saying that since the first Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, but he would work, though. I kind of agree.
Because he's not really a ginger. He's more like a daywalker. Like, he's one of those guys that he goes out in the sun and his hair gets lighter and you see the red highlights. Like, they play up the redhead thing in Guardians of the Galaxy. But, like, oh, fuck, I just watched a movie that he was in with James McAvoy and Angelina Jolie, Wanted. And he's got like brownish hair. And Chris, you're absolutely right. This is well before it's like 2008, 2009. When this movie come out, well before Guardians of the Galaxy. I was like, damn, homeboy, you got everything you fucking supersized, didn't you? Holy shit.
Oh yeah.
Because I never watched, as much as I love Aubrey Plaza, never watched Parks and Recs on the regular, so I don't know his body journey over the series. But I just think it's hilarious. It's like, this is it. Like, this is the hill I'm gonna die on. This is Kevin Smith once said that he thinks so highly of Ben Affleck, that he would if he was directing Jaws, he would cast Ben Affleck as the shark in Jaws. That's how much he loves Ben Affleck. That's how much you love Chris Pratt, bro. You know about the motherfucker. You're breaking it down. Well, pre-season 4.
Well, no, I just
chubbiest, right?
No,
but then the chubby to cuteness to clip ratio goes up in season 5 because he got hot.
Well, it's more because I've seen. I could host a Parks and Rec podcast. That's something that's a show that I'll put on like to go to sleep to. I've seen it so many times. Like I could. That's just because I know a lot about Parks and Rec. And yeah, I could tell you exactly the season he got signed to be Peter Quill. Because all of a sudden he lost like 50 pounds and he was gone for half the series. He's gone half the season, quote unquote, in London.
Do you skip those episodes when you're going to sleep at night?
No. Not at all. There's an ensemble cast.
I'm trying to wait. You know what though? It's like
It wasn't the Chris Pratt show.
no. That's a fair question though, because
Come on, if you bring up beautiful men in that cast, Rob Lowe was in that cast. Come on now.
yeah, but we talking
Yeah,
Rob
but-
Lowe. Yeah, we got me talking about like Wayne's World Rob Lowe, like post sex tape, but pre Salem's Lot remake. You know what I'm saying? Like that's his window. Why do I know this much about Rob Lowe? Like we're going into autistic detail on actors here. Jesus
It's
fucking
scary
Christ.
in here.
Someone open up a window. It's getting awfully autistic here. What the fuck? If you start hearing screeching and read, just mind your business. Just mind your business and keep
If
walking.
anybody brings out a banjo, I'm out.
Anyways. Oh God. So yeah, my point is that like I think it's commendable on some level. Like I respect it, but I don't, but I do kind of thing. Like that someone's taking a stand, but at the same time, it's like Marvel pretty much shot its load, man. Like the Avengers, the X-Men, everything they've done since that last big Avengers movie, it hasn't set the world on fire. And them Spider-Man movies are not Disney movies. People don't understand that. Those are Sony movies.
Yep.
Yeah, but this multiverse movie is supposed to really stir it up.
As a movie buff, what scares me about this movie, and this scares me anytime I hear this about any movie that I have any interest in, is when they change directors in the middle of the film.
Oh,
That is
yeah.
usually the kiss of death.
It's not a good sign generally.
The Han Solo origin movie, they did it. I still haven't seen that whole thing. I've tried 3 times to watch it, and I've fallen asleep before or by the halfway point each time. And that movie they had to switch directors. This one, they switched directors. Now, they went and got Sam Raimi, who did the original Spider-Man and did like Evil Dead and stuff, but I don't even know if that's going to help.
Yeah, but keep in mind for the Han Solo movie, they brought in Ron Howard.
That's what I'm saying. And I get that Ron Howard's an Academy Award-winning director. Sam Raimi's not. But Sam Raimi in certain circles of genres that he's worked in is just as respected as Ron Howard.
No, what I'm saying is no, we're agreeing here. I'm saying they brought in.
okay.
Yeah, they're both highly respected directors.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, they brought in some would say at one time they brought in the highly respected director for Solo, and that movie's a piece of shit.
Yeah, I know. Like it's a long way
Like, I
from
remember-
Splash to Solo.
Like I remember when it came out, I was like, oh, this movie ain't that bad, but it's definitely it wasn't. That movie wasn't good because I have no inkling to like rewatch it. Like, oh man, that movie's good. I want to see it again. Nope. It's like, all right, I've seen it. I could say I've seen Solo. The end.
There's
Like-
a YouTube channel I'll give a shout out to if you want to check out. It's called The Critical Drinker. It's a cool little channel. It's a guy from Scotland, and he plays on the trope of like, you know, the drunk Scottish guy, but he's like a film nerd. Well, anyways, one of the things he was talking about is that movie and most of the Disney, Marvel, and everything post Avengers and everything Star Wars that Disney's put out, they're not good stories. It's just content. That's all Solo is. He goes, tell me anything about any of the characters besides Han Solo and Chewie in that movie. Go. And he asked like 10 different people, and no one could even, they're like, well, one chick was in Game of Thrones, and Woody Harrelson from Cheers was in it. And then he's like, you're not telling me anything about this movie. You're not retaining anything about the plot.
Oh, it had the sassy black robot.
Did you read her as black? She was coded as black to you?
I mean, they definitely with the voice affectations and the things they were having the robot say. Yeah.
I don't know. I just knew she was supposed to be like a revolutionary robot, and I read after reading like the 10th article about how the robot was trans. I tapped out of that. I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like it was.
Yeah, the thing that
the point was
scares
just
me
retarded.
is what's worrying me about this new movie of the multiverse. It's supposed to be so action-packed, so big, so, you know, all this. It worries me and reminds me of like the Matrix. The next revolution of the Matrix was supposed to be so awesome, so this and that, and it's like you just trying to cash in on your name recognition, because that movie sucked.
Okay, now if you remember on our episode, we talked about that, the new Matrix. I said I respected whatever Wachowski sibling came back to direct it, because they told her basically, look, we're going to make this movie with or without you. And so she came back and just shit all over the franchise. And Warner Brothers was so they were so busy and they were already counting their money. They didn't even bother. They were like, what? Oh, you're done with your movie? Yeah, just go ahead. Yeah, no, we're counting our money. Don't worry about it. And then it come out and it was such a piece of shit. Warner Brothers was like, how the fuck did we release that? That's what I'm talking about with Disney. It takes balls to do that.
Yep.
But and like I said about the Matrix movie, it's a bad movie, but I liked it to watch it at least one time because it's just a giant middle finger to fucking Warner Brothers. Like, literally,
Most definitely.
In the first 10, 15 minutes of the movie, they say, Warner Brothers made us make this movie. They literally say that. Sorry. It reminded me of a point I said earlier. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. But these aren't even these type of movies. These aren't movies that they're like these are just these Disney movies, the Star Wars ones. Jess, you said, okay, I gotta go with you as the expert here, unless Earl, Chris, one of you are experts on Jurassic Park. I read the first book. I saw the first movie. That's about all I know about Jurassic Park. Are they doing a good job on the new ones?
We really like them. We like them a lot. They do enough.
Okay, but real quick, I got to ask this. Are they good films or are they just good popcorn movies? Like, they're just fun movies to watch? Or are they good, no, there's deeper layers here. There's subtext. There's stuff, that...
And is there a happy medium? Can we call it just somewhere in between? It goes a little bit deeper, but not much. But I see most action-packed movies like that. Like most action movies, I see like that. Like, okay. You kind of know where it's going. It's kind of predictable, but it's a decent storyline. All
right, yeah. Do they shove, the message in at the cost of story to the point where it's you're watching a movie and you're like, oh, yeah, okay, this story makes sense. And all of a sudden, message. And it's like, that made no sense. That come out of left field.
No, I haven't seen anything like that.
Okay.
I've seen them all. I haven't seen anything like that. But they just have you believe that they keep opening up the park that originally started the damn thing, and for whatever reason keep trying to do the same shit over and over and over, and the animals always escape somehow.
Well, that's in the hubris of my youth, I would have laughed at that and said, how stupid. At 45 years old, watching myself and family and friends beat their head against the same spot in the wall for decades at times, thinking it's going to be different this time. I can't really say I'm shocked. Solid premise. People are stupid. Solid premise for a movie. That's the least of my concerns with the Jurassic Park movie is, why do they keep doing this? Because people are dumb. That's
it.
Yes.
But it's great adventure movie. I'm with Jess on this. It's especially since they became friends with the dinosaurs and shit. Actually,
do they talk to him like Barney?
Yes. Chris Pratt has befriended one of the most dangerous freaking dinosaurs there is. Has him at his beck and call.
I don't know, Davey. What are they?
It's so good.
I just picture the dinosaurs talking like Mr. Snuffleupagus.
Yeah.
Well, bird.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, seriously, they don't talk to Chris Pratt, but Chris Pratt's got a little snapper thing that controls one of those dinosaurs, and it just so happens it's a fucking raptor.
Oh, he does the fucking Cesar Millan clicker thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that fucking raptor is bad ass. It's like having a tiger at your house if somebody broke in. You done fucked up. You're all done, son.
Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net.
Bring on spring and spruce up your kitchen with a new range or built-in wall oven from LG and Lowe's. These are no ordinary ovens either. They're loaded with options such as convection, air fry, and turbo cook. Plus, LG's exclusive InstaView feature on select models. You can even control your oven with an app. Upgrade your kitchen to LG. Shop in-store or online at Lowe's.com. Lowe's, home to any budget, home to any possibility. U.S. only. Bring on spring and spruce up your kitchen with a new range or built-in wall oven from LG and Lowe's. These are no ordinary ovens either. They're loaded with options such as convection, air fry, and turbo cook. Plus, LG's exclusive InstaView feature on select models. You can even control your oven with an app. Upgrade your kitchen to LG. Shop in-store or online at Lowe's.com. Lowe's, home to any budget, home to any possibility. U.S. only. Bring on spring and spruce up your kitchen with a new range or built-in wall oven from LG and Lowe's. These are no ordinary ovens either. They're loaded with options such as convection, air fry, and turbo cook. Plus, LG's exclusive InstaView feature on select models. You can even control your oven with an app. Upgrade your kitchen to LG. Shop in-store or online at Lowe's.com. Lowe's, home to any budget, home to any possibility. U.S. only. Bring on spring and spruce up your kitchen with a new range or built-in wall oven from LG and Lowe's. These are no ordinary ovens either. They're loaded with options such as convection, air fry, and turbo cook. Plus, LG's exclusive InstaView feature on select models. You can even control your oven with an app. Upgrade your kitchen to LG. Shop in-store or online at Lowe's.com. Lowe's, home to any budget, home to any possibility. U.S. only.
Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net.
By the way, real quick, I was making a delivery out here, and as I was pulling up to the guy's,
was a tiger.
As I was pulling up to the guy's house, it was very evident that he was probably a rather conservative gentleman who is very much in support of the Second Amendment, and I could see this from a quarter mile down the street.
Oh.
All right, and it wasn't like it was night out and his place was lit up, and there was no reason for any of the shit to be as garishly out as it was, but it was. So I pull up and I go to deliver his food on the porch and shit.
You hear a shotgun cock.
And there's a sign that says, "I'm just going to tell you this one time. That door is locked for your protection, not mine." And I was like, "Oh, that's the coldest shit I've ever seen. That's gangster as fuck." I'm like, "Damn, this motherfucker wouldn't shoot me. I'd take that sign."
Right?
Sorry.
And he knew.
You reminded me of that.
And you didn't even have to knock. He knew you were there.
Oh, I'm sure his sprinkler system's full of napalm, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
if I'd have walked across his lawn, I'd have been burnt the fuck up. I looked like Michael Jackson in a Pepsi commercial, circa '83. Kidding me? Get the fuck out of here.
Looking
I'm
like
sorry.
Chris Farley and Tommy Boy. And
Think you're
shit.
turned into a white woman? Blame it on your
no,
surgery?
that's
I don't know, man. This white man shit ain't working out like everybody said it was
Right?
when I was born. And maybe I should try being a bitch.
Still
Being a
waiting.
motherfucker is a motherfucker, man.
Still waiting on my white privilege checks.
Hard as a motherfucker.
Oh god. All right. Well. Oh shit.
What do we got
Anything
left?
else?
No, I don't think so.
I know we're forgetting something, and I know the minute we get off, I'm gonna remember it.
You were talking. You wanted to touch on Dave Chappelle.
Thank you. So have you guys seen the video?
I've heard it.
I have not.
Have not.
Okay. You might want to mark this down. The video is only like 30 seconds, but you might want to edit this out because I'm gonna find it. Because what I got to say, a lot of it depends on seeing the video. Shit. Okay, yeah. All right, here you go. It's like a two minute, not even 2 minute segment. I sent it to you guys. Go ahead and take a look at it. All right, it's in the chat now.
Oh, I can play it.
Well, it's ABC World News. I don't know if it's going to, unless you don't care, I don't know if it's going to fuck with the YouTube's being a bitch, dude. They're hitting people with strikes left and right, doing some weird shit in the last couple days. So I don't know.
Everybody is. I got like a couple things from Spotify where, "Hey, we have to pull this episode down because of copyrighted content." Like, okay, whatever.
Well, that's one of the things that I went back and forth with the guy on YouTube because he was breaking it down and explaining to me. He's like, "There's a difference between a copyright claim and a strike." 3 strikes, your channel's nuked for good. And I'm like, but can you get a strike from a copyright claim? He's like, yes, if they push it hard enough. So, and I'm like, okay. And basically there's no rhyme nor reason. So I didn't know if you wanted to play it on the show.
Yeah,
that's
fuck them. That's what I say. We're gonna do our damn show.
Into the investigation into that attack on comedian Dave Chappelle during a performance at the Hollywood Bowl. A man jumping on stage.
Yeah. It's a video guy in the suit. There we go.
At the Hollywood Bowl venue in Los Angeles is in custody. 23-year-old Isaiah Lee is being held on suspicion of assault with a deadly weapon. Authorities say he was carrying
a gun with a knife on it.
With a knife blade.
Ladies and gentlemen.
TMZ video shows the assailant climbing on stage and attacking Chappelle in the middle of his set.
Subject is wearing a black hat, blue flannel, gray pants.
Lee then continues to run behind a screen where he was swarmed by the venue's security. Chappelle telling the crowd that the suspect was being stalked. The attacker was later taken to the hospital
behind
with
that screen.
Moments later, Chris Rock, who also performed at the Netflix As a Joke the festival, joining Chappelle.
Was that Will Smith?
Rock referencing the infamous slap that occurred at the Oscars. Also among the star-studded crowd, Jamie Foxx.
We need to know Jamie Foxx was there. But yeah.
Real quick, rumor is Jamie Foxx was in on the stomping that dude got in the back once they got him behind that curtain.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that guy, I've given a few and I've taken a few. He took some Timbs to the face because that's the type of security that Chappelle's going to roll with, dude.
Yeah.
By the way, security in air quotes.
Yeah.
It'd be like if I had that type of fuck you money. I ain't hiring a private company. That's my boys. They'll lay down in traffic if I tell them to. You know what I'm saying?
Did you guys hear that Chris Rock jumped on and said, was that Will Smith?
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for listening to the podcast. We just played it.
I was watching the video.
We played it. You couldn't hear it?
All right. Well, okay. So as of right now, this is what I know from the digging and the digging people have done and digging I've done. This guy's social media, not overly political.
Isn't he a rapper?
Yeah, he's a shitty ass rapper. Shitty ass. You.
Hey, whatever. It works for him. I've heard his song twice on 2 national podcasts today.
I mean, he's one of those rappers who's you for fucking 40 seconds and then gang.
Yeah, no, it's that mumble rap trap house bullshit.
And I'm just like, this is just a chopped and fucking screwed beat with an 808 and some fucking low fucking riding bass and some idiot grunting over top of it. Master P wants his fucking shtick back, okay? But anyways, yeah, because, you know, of course it was, this is because he made jokes about trans people and this and this. And
really? Everything
that I've seen is nothing to do with this. This seems like this guy was either just looking for attention or has some, and I'm guessing probably a little bit of column A, column B, probably some undealt with mental issues.
Yeah.
And just for a little spice on top of that concoction, who the fuck carries a gun knife?
Someone's trying to be efficient.
What is this, Gears of War?
This guy's ready for anything that goes down, Rich.
Like, this is some Warhammer 40,000 shit. Like, motherfucker, I'm gonna stab you and shoot you, but it's not a bayonet. It's a it's a knife handgun.
He's bringing a knife to a gunfight and a gun to a knife fight. Yeah. He's got all bases covered.
Okay.
Was this guy a Boy Scout?
Here's my take on this shit. I can't say with a clear conscience in myself that just because this shit happened to Chris Rock and now Dave Chappelle, that this is like a problem, an epidemic, becoming an issue, whatever the fuck. But I am going to say this. As a musician, or former musician, someone who has performed on a lot of stages, if I'm on stage performing, I'm not paying attention to what you're doing in the crowd.
Nope.
If I look up and I see someone on stage who's not supposed to be there coming at me with any look of ill intent, they're getting a Stratocaster upside their motherfucking skull. If I can get it off and swing it around, I'm doing my best to crack their head open like an egg. I want to see brains on the fucking stage. I ain't playing. There ain't no reason for you to be on fucking stage when someone's performing. Bottom line. And we all know, if you've been on stage, if you've worked security, there's a difference between the chick who's like, woo, yeah, and having fun, and the dude who's sitting there looking like Robert Pattinson in the new Batman, fucking like all, moody and shit, and then he hops on stage and makes a beeline for a motherfucker with ill intent. There's a difference. All right. I'm talking about the second type. You will get fucked up. And I say this with a clear conscience. I will let any motherfucker on stage who is attacked without physically provoking the attack, I will let that motherfucker walk if I'm sitting on the jury.
Yeah. Well, my first thought is like, hey, man, you just came into our turf. Everyone up here is on my side. So if you're coming at me, good luck with that. And I have many heavy blunt objects around me to use as weapons.
I don't play a Les Paul. I ain't worried about breaking it off at the headstock.
I wouldn't.
I've dropped the Stratocaster down a flight of stairs, picked it up, and the bitch was still in tune. I think I can finish my set and knock you the fuck out.
Hey, Les Paul's pretty heavy, man. I think I hit him and not have to worry.
I'm just saying.
You get a good made Les Paul.
The headstock.
You get the good Les Paul, the Gibsons.
Just watch that headstock.
Sturdy.
Got to hit him with the body. The butt end.
But also, I got one of them newer ones that Epiphone made where it's all one piece.
Body that'll cave in.
Well, no, where it's just all one piece.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Well, anyways, Jess, I know you're not a performer, not a musician, stand-up comic, anything like that. But I mean, I'd be interested in just as a pedestrian, your take on people rushing on stage, trying to fuck somebody on stage up for any reason, and what should the person on stage do or not do?
Defend themselves. They have to defend themselves. Someone's rushing you, you defend yourself.
Can't go out like Dimebag Darrell. Remember that? He straight up got shot on stage.
Killed on stage.
Did she just say what? Do you not have good taste in music, Jess?
I mean, I did tell you that, like, it's just emo.
Oh, yeah.
I know.
I don't think there's a Venn diagram of Pantera fans and emo fans. I think it's very small.
I mean, I'm on it, so I know there is one. I'm just saying, like, I've tried. I was even like, Sunny Day Real Estate? No. And I'm like,
no.
You don't even know real emo. Okay, all right.
No, it's pretty rough.
But well, no, he was in Pantera, which you've had to have heard of, even if you don't like them or you're not familiar with their music, where you can name their albums. And because of when they broke up, shit that was said in the press between members of the band, some wacko, some nutty ass fucking combat vet, former Marine, read an article, read an interview, got it in his head that Dimebag and his brother broke up Pantera. Their new band was playing. He showed up and he killed Dimebag on stage while they're playing their set. And then, like, I think he killed a roadie and he shot 3 other people before the cop blew his head off.
Yeah.
All of this is on video.
Damn.
In Cincinnati.
And I mean, like, that was when I was playing out. Like,
yeah, me too.
Like, if we did 4 gigs a month, that was a slow month.
Oh, dude, that was back when we first started. We didn't know what the fuck we were doing. As we were playing like Friday, Saturday, Sunday every weekend. We were just saturating the market. But too, we were getting out there.
But I mean, because I mean, I've been on stage. I've had drunks. Most of what you got to deal with as a musician playing live is drunk dudes coming up who probably can play Wonderwall, wanting to play your gear. And that's just a hard no, and you just send them on their way. And then, like, the really pushy drunk people who, you need to play this, blah, blah, blah. And, like, those people could be a problem. Because you might actually end up in a fight. But you learn to deal with the crowd. But I'm telling you, man, there was a tension after that Dimebag shit happened. Especially in some of the places that the band I was in at the time that we played, they weren't in the best areas. And it's like the unwritten rule was like post 9/11, like the first flight after 9/11, everybody looked at each other and said, they ain't taking it over with box cutters ever again. You know what I'm saying? Like when the first show that I played after Dimebag got killed, me and the other musicians are sitting there talking. We're like, yo, that shit ain't ever happening on our watch, right? Like everybody's watching everybody's back. Some motherfucker walks in with a trench coat in the middle of August. Say something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, nothing good's coming out of that, you fucking idiot. You know, shit like that. So, believe it or not, it's something that's in the back of your head, kind of, usually when shit pops off.
Well, yeah, because we're not Dave Chappelle. We're not rolling with 92 dudes. It is us in our gear.
Yes. Yeah. And I've been at shows where fights have broke out and spread to the stage, and my first thought was, you can break a beer bottle over my head, you could carve me up with a broken glass, but if you wreck my fucking gear, I swear to God,
I will end you.
Because that shit is not cheap.
Exactly. What is it about being in a hard rock or metal band where just every place you play is in a shithole neighborhood and is a shithole itself?
Fuck, I don't know.
I don't know why they make the stage so accessible.
You go to Harpo's here in Detroit, and the stage is 2.5 stories up, so it's real unaccessible.
Pledge Cargo stage, you couldn't get to it.
Well, one of the takes on the whole Dave Chappelle thing was Howie Mandel come out and basically said he feels like this is the beginning of the end of comedy. Like between
Howie
the
Mandel's
shit.
crazy.
Well, I'm with you at first, and then I sat down and I didn't listen to what he said, his reasons for why he said what he said. That's what I didn't listen to. I just listened to what he said, which was he sees this as the beginning of the end for comedy. I think that's hyperbolic, like to the extreme, like Chicken Little, sky is falling type shit. But I do think that the comedy is entering a period that it's going to come out the other side changed one way or the other. I don't think it'll be for the better, though, because this isn't anything new. This has been building up. How many comedians have said now for the last decade, and how many comedians in the last decade have stopped playing colleges because of the verbal attacks, the threats of verbal assault or physical assault, people pulling fire alarms, people throwing stuff on the stage, all that stuff, protests. So comedians, that used to be a touring comedian's bread and butter, would be to go to a college and tour and do like, a night or two or whatever, 2 shows in one day, and then party, hang out, boom, spread your brand, blah, 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 blah. That's been gone the last decade. And comedy has changed into this, it's not even comedy. It's like one person's shows. Like, who is the chick who got up that Dave Chappelle said isn't funny? Hannah Gadsby.
Oh, Hannah Gadsby. Yeah, Mike's wife made me sit through that. It's like being lectured for an hour and a half.
And here's the thing: if you have something that you feel the need to say, and you're a good communicator, say it, communicate it, put it out. Don't call it a comedy special. Call it a TED Talk or some shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're not making comedy woke. You're just making people have a bad time.
Yeah, it's not even just comedy either. I don't know if you guys recall when Bill Maher on Real Time with Bill Maher on HBO was protested. People screaming and bringing signs, and security didn't even get a chance to get them out, and Bill was in the crowd escorting them out.
Well, that was the 9/11 truthers that kept bombing his fucking set. That's why he flipped out on that, because security was supposed to have screened them guys out. But yeah, that's the last 10 years.
Yeah, it just people can't take a joke anymore at all about anything. People get so offended so quick. They're like, how the fuck can you even think that's funny?
Well,
and then you put them at risk out at the front of the stage. Like I said, that's so accessible. Yeah. Well,
a lot of the podcasts I listen to are either hosted by comedians or feature comedians as guest or guest host or whatever. And apparently working the areas like New York, Chicago, LA, San Francisco, you work those areas, you expect a certain type of element in the crowd. It's going to be offended by everything. But apparently more and more it's spreading to middle of the fucking country, butt fuck Nebraska, USA, where these comedians go and they go to do their set and they're like, I have a 45-minute to an hour set. I'm paid to come in and perform. I end up on stage for an hour and a half, 2 hours sometimes, and I'm spending an hour of it or a half hour, 40 minutes of it, literally going back and forth with audience members about why that is or is not funny. getting into arguments about whether comedy is objective or subjective with audience members. He's like, that's not what people go to comedy clubs for, but that's what these idiots go to comedy clubs for. They think it's like the town square where you can debate shit. It's not. You pay to shut the fuck up and listen to someone to make you laugh. If they don't make you laugh, then you either get up and walk the fuck out or you wait till the next guy gets on. That's all you do. That's all you're required to do. And it just seems like comedy, because, Earl, what you said, the accessibility, people feel, well, that person's right there. It's a lot more intimate. I mean, even if playing in a band, I can look down in the front row and make eye contact with someone, but I'm not talking directly to the crowd or to them. I'm playing an instrument. There's no, like, I can't address them directly, and they can't address me directly. And you know how fucked up people are these days. You know, half these people fucking think that, oh, a celebrity said hi to me on Twitter, so we're friends now. And it's like, no, you wacko. That's not how this shit works. Eminem wrote a song about it. Like to hear it? Here it go. Anyway, sorry, coming to an abrupt end. Go ahead. My bad.
No, it's hitting the nail on the head.
Well, it's just, in that aspect, I do agree. Comedy's going through some sort of a change. I can't imagine it's going to be the same on the other end. And, partially the Bo Burnham Inside thing. Like, watching that. Like, Jess, you spent more time telling me what it isn't than about what it was. And to me, that's where comedy's heading with a lot of the newer comedians, the younger comedians. They want to be seen as something above comedy. Like, comedy's part of it, but they're more than that. They're like this Renaissance person or something. It's like, no, dude, that takes a lifetime of developing interest and experience and going through, and that's what creates that type of person. You're a 25-year-old with a trust fund. What are you going to tell me about how hard life is? Not much.
George Carlin didn't become George Carlin until he was gray hair.
Jesus, if he was alive today, he'd be dead.
Literally, these quote unquote comedians are getting up there giving lectures that are parading as jokes, but they aren't whatsoever, about like microaggressions, because they have nothing else of interest to talk about on stage with a mic in their hand. They bring nothing to the table. I mean, that's not comedy. That's like, if you want to create your own thing, go create your own thing. Stop trying to fucking piggyback off of somebody else's shit, though, because that's what has happened with a lot of everything that we love. All the Hollywood remakes, the Star Wars shit, all the Star Trek. I mean, I don't know if anyone here is a Star Trek fan, but if you've seen what they've done to Star Trek, it's not, you can't, if I showed you an episode of Star Trek that just premiered, you would go, I didn't even know this was Star Trek. I just thought this was some random generic sci-fi thing. It's not even recognizable as Star Trek. And it's like, I can see comedy being forced to go through that change and coming out the other side, and there being very much like the underground old school comics, the ones that we grew up with, and then kind of like this new school, like one person performance shows things. I don't fucking know. I mean, I got to ask this. Jess, do you know, what does Bo Burnham do when he goes on fucking tour? Does he do songs from that special, or does he do stand up, or does
he existed before that special? He's one of those music comics, or at least he was. The guy who plays the guitar and sings you crazy songs.
Oh, okay. So that's his shtick before COVID.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, then why? So you showed me a comic who's a musician, and then got, but hold on a second, and then got upset that I picked apart You showed a comedian who's a musician to a musician, and we're like, stop being a musician about it.
I said pay attention to the story. That's all I said about it, was pay attention to the story. That's not honest, even that funny.
I got you, but I gotta be honest with you. I didn't relate to most of what he was saying in that shit. That's not the experience I had. You gotta remember, I worked the first fucking 6 months of the fucking, well, no, I worked pretty much through all the fucking pandemic, actually. I mean, I like the whole, like the stuff that he was singing about, and I was like, I'm not relating to this at all. Like, I'm just not, because my life didn't change all that much. So, but once again, that's exactly what I'm talking about. You wouldn't call that a comedy special. You wouldn't call that a musical special, but you wouldn't call it a variety special. It's kind of its own thing.
Yes, I can agree with that, and I can see what you're saying with that.
And I mean, that's fine. I have no problem with that. But like, you got to be good at it. And Hannah, whatever her fucking she's just not good at it. Like Whoopi Goldberg, go back and look at Whoopi Goldberg's one-woman shows, John Leguizamo's one-man shows. They're not stand-up comedians per se in those shows, but you can tell that's in their background, and they got the pace and the understanding of how to work the crowd, and there's a rhythm to this shit. And it just, that special and a lot of the newer comic specials that I've seen, it's a rhythm I can't get into. I don't know how to explain anything else. It's just like, I don't know. Who finds this funny? I mean, I got to imagine it's what my grandfather felt when he saw Sam Kinison after growing up with like Dean Martin. You know what I'm saying? He was like, why is this guy funny? This guy's yelling about doing coke and wrapping Porsches around fucking trees drunk.
Why is he always yelling?
Is that? Yeah, why is he yelling? This isn't funny. You know, and it's like, so I guess it's a get off my lawn moment. But
old man yells at cloud.
But I don't see this as a, like I said, I think Howie Mandel is very much falling into the Hollywood sky is falling.
Yeah, Howie Mandel needed sanitizer to shake your hand before COVID. Now I just think it's just probably done. It's over. Howie never shakes hands again.
I'll do respect.
Elbow bump.
Never thought he was all that funny in the first place. Sorry. Bobby's World wasn't my shit. Don't know what else to say about that.
Well, you weren't 12 in 1993, so.
No. No, 93. I'd done a lot of stuff. Definitely wasn't 12 in 93. Yeah. But I mean, I guess that's the only question left to ask about the Dave Chappelle thing is, I mean, if this is just some guy looking to get attention, which is what it seems like, for whatever reason, you know, mental illness coupled with this is going to further my rap career, which is hilarious if he thought that. I mean, at what point, like if we start seeing cell phone videos of like random touring comics getting attacked on stage, I mean, at what point are we like, all right, now, you want to watch a comedy show? You got to rent it on pay-per-view.
Right. Then Dave Chappelle can't take your phone then because you're going to need it to watch him.
I don't know.
I fall back to American Pie. The day the music died, man.
I have no idea how that relates to anything we've talked about.
Because I do feel that comedy is about to die, especially the way it is right now.
Well, people are going to stop thinking things are funny? Like, that's a human emotion.
No, but there are some people that are going to get offended by everything. And, I mean, it only takes one. It doesn't take people. It just takes one person.
You know what I think a lot of it is that I've made people laugh at things they would have taken screenshots and tried to get me fired and threatened to send those screenshots to my mother and my grandmother if they can find them online and all this shit. But I've said the same, like shit, if I said that shit online and I say to them in person that made them laugh, they would have been horrified and offended and wanted to fucking cancel me and all this shit. I think that is what is getting lost here. I think most people that go to comedy clubs are people that go to comedy clubs with an open enough mind. I'm going to hear some shit that's going to be off color, maybe even uncomfortable, but I'm hearing it in the context of we're all going to laugh and fucking have a good time. And they understand that. Then you have people who are terminally online. They have no life outside of online. They get dragged to one of these shows. They start hearing shit they don't want to fucking, they don't like. And they think that, they go into Twitter and Reddit mode. I need to fucking correct this person. I'm about to fucking drop some science on you. You need to shut up and listen to me. Take mini seats and listen to a marginalized voice. And the real world's like, bitch, who the fuck do you think you're talking to? Did you get lost on the way to the internet? This is the real world, stupid. And to me, that's where I think comedy's in danger. Because I look at I'm going to be completely honest with you. This is some yells at cloud shit. I don't give a fuck. I spent 5 years around children of various ages, between 5 and 15, the last 5 years. No, 5 and 16, excuse me, the last 5 years. Let me just say this. I don't get young kids' senses of humor these days. I don't get what they think is so fucking funny. Apparently, asking questions that you already know the answer to is the height of comedy to this generation. This isn't even Gen Z. What generation would they be? What I don't know. Gen Z to the second power, whatever, Z squared, whatever the fuck.
Gen A, go back to the beginning.
And I'm just like, this is like, I have no idea how to explain it. Like, we were fucking some raunchy ass, envelope pushing, line stepping over motherfuckers when we were 15, 16, and we were joking around. These kids are some fucking sissy ass bitches. Like you say anything and they're, oh, I can't believe you said that. And it's like, oh my God, how do you have any fun in life?
So it goes even a little bit further beyond that. I looked this up the other day. Someone was telling me that Brandon Urie was canceled. And he's the singer for Panic at the Disco. And I was trying to go and figure out what unpardonable sin he had committed to get himself canceled. Did he say the N-word? Did he post something that didn't support the LGBTQ? What the hell, right? And I found this whole like rap sheet of things he had done that were terrible offenses. And in that list, something he was publicly scolded for was he laughed when his security guard made a joke about a nun with Down syndrome. And because of that, there are articles written about him laughing at this joke that wasn't like an on-stage joke. It was a private joke that there were just some like fans around that heard and then went on to report about. So maybe that's why people aren't interested in going to comedy shows. What if the comedian says something and you can't laugh? It's really fucking funny. Then what are you going to do?
That's the shit I'm talking about. That's the type of stuff I'm talking about. Like, that is, a laugh is an involuntary response. Okay. It's if you see something funny, even if you're in a pissy mood, it'll at least shake you out of it for half a second because it's a reflexive reaction. Like, if you're walking down the street and you see someone like trip and fall and fuck themselves up and the shit's funny, you laugh. Even if you're in a bad mood, you laugh and then you go back hating the world. Like, look at all these motherfuckers breathing and shit. Fuck, God, I hate everybody. You know what I'm saying? But you laughed for 2 fucking seconds, didn't you? So if you find that funny and you laughed at that, that's okay. All right. Well, how about this? Okay, then any woman who's ever gotten wet during rape or had an orgasm during a rape wanted it. Oh my God. Yeah, that's a bridge too far. Because now all of a sudden you understand an involuntary reaction, something being so shocking or whatever that it elicits a response from you that is completely out of the norm
and out of your control.
Unusual. Yes. No, that's absolutely a part of it. I swear to God, I have had is comedy is what is funny and what is not funny, objective or subjective. And I've had people your age and younger, Jess, argue with me for hours in person, not online, in person. I wouldn't do this online. That it's objective and there is a list of things that are funny and you can joke about, and there's a list of things that are unfunny and you can never joke about. And I was
the list of things that are not funny are always the things that are funny.
Exactly. And I mean, but this is the reality that you're dealing with. If if I was a stand-up comedian these days, I don't even know how you fucking make how do you get a following? Because all it takes.
You make fun of Donald Trump. You make fun of what?
Joe Biden.
Yes, you make fun of.
Let's go, Brandon.
Yes, you make fun of all the things you. I'm sure Google will tell you what's acceptable for you to make jokes about.
Well, you better make White House fucking approved jokes of Biden if you're going to make jokes about Biden. And yeah, we did have a co-host on a Regimented who he tried his hand at stand-up comedy in Chicago, and he said, and this was how long ago? Todd say this was decade more, some like
2014, 2015 ish.
That recently. Okay. But he said that when he went in, it was like the woke comic brigade was the cool kid table. And I'm like, what's woke comedy? And he's like, I don't know, but it ain't funny. And I'm just like, okay. And it just reminds me of most of the comedy that we've talked about. It's new. I'm just like, yeah, sure. You take a social stand. You're not funny. I didn't pay to come in here and hear about your social stance. I paid to come in here and for you to make me laugh. But
dance,
sure,
clown, dance.
Forget about politics.
Well, look, if you can do both at the same time, fine. Knock yourself out. The problem is that when you come at it from I'm only going to punch in one direction and I'm going to ignore all the fucking sins that the other side does, you're setting yourself up automatically for half the fucking room to hate you. And this is like when people, to bring it back to the Disney thing, someone at Disney Marvel, like I said, is making a conscious decision. Fuck this. We're not going to pander to China. We don't care how much it costs me. Now, that's a decision they're making, but they're making it knowing the consequences if they're wrong. These are the type of people that get up there and they make a decision to get up on stage and attack half the audience, call them all types of istophobes, racist, all this horrible fucking shit, make fun of them, say they're inbred, all that shit. And then when that half of the audience gets a gutful and goes, hey, why don't you shut the fuck up, bitch, or I'm going to catch you out back and beat the dog shit out of you when you're slinking off to your fucking car. Now all of a sudden, oh, I'm a victim. No, you made a conscious decision to piss off these people. You got what you want. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I don't see in today's comedy. Go back and watch comedians from the 70s, 80s and early 90s, especially the black comedians. You didn't sit in the first couple front rows unless you were ready to get roasted. That was just how shit went. People fucking came to the shows and would sit in the front rows hoping to get roasted. It became a badge of honor. Now, if you mention someone in the audience, I didn't consent for you to bring me up. I didn't, but blah, 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 and all this. This is an aggression, and this aggression will not stand. And just shut the fuck. Like, can we ever have fun anymore?
Fun has been
canceled.
canceled.
We just do that? Can't we just? Okay, cool. So is suicide mandatory now? Because there's no point. Like, we can keep living, but fun is what makes life worth living, right?
I agree.
Yeah.
Like, one more time, I told you, and that'll be the day the music died.
Yanya Island, but I gotta love the fucking enthusiasm for being on that. You're like, woo! I'm here alone. Yeah.
I'm fucking this volleyball.
Wilson's got Earl Dick Prince all. Do you, bro? All right. Well, is that the end of this?
That's how we should end the show. The mental picture for everybody. Earl fucking a volleyball.
Volleyball.
In the mouth.
Wilson!
So follow us on the social media. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter at GenExhaustedPod. We are on ChristopherMedia.net is where you go to hit the PayPal button and the Amazon banner. And wherever you listen to us, rate us and review us. Please and thank you. That's how you help other people find the show. That's how you do it in 2022. It's reviews. People look it up. They take your word for it. And then we get new listeners. So help us out. And thank you for listening. And we'll catch you next week.
All right. Later, guys.
Peace out, y'all.
Tonight's the night I get in some shit. Yeah. Deep cover on the incognito tip. Killing motherfuckers if I have to. Filling gaps too. Let your niggas know I'm coming at you. I guess that's part of the game. But I feel for the nigga who think he just gon' come and change things with the swiftness. So get it right with the quickness and let me handle my business. Yo, I'm on a mission and my mission won't stop until I get the nigga maxing at the top.
I hope you get his ass before he drop.
Kingpin kicking back while his workers slay his rocks. Coming up like a fat rat. Big money, big cars, big bodyguards on his back. So it's difficult to get him.
But I got the hooker with somebody who knows how to get in contact with him.
Hit him like this and like that. Let him know that I'm looking for a big fat dope sack. What is the spin? So let's rush it. If you wanna handle it tonight, we'll discuss it. On a nigga's time and a nigga's place. Take my strap just in case one of his boys recognize my face. Cause he's a shiesty motherfucker. But I gives a fuck, cause I'm going deep cover. Yeah, and you don't stop.
Cause it's 187 on an undercover car.
Yeah, and you don't stop.
Cause it's 187 on an undercover car. Creep with me as I crawl through the hood. Maniac, lunatic, call him Snoop Eastwood. Kicking dust as I bust fuck peace. and the motherfucking fuck police. You already know I give a fuck about a cop, so why in the fuck would you think that it would stop? Plot, yeah, that's what we's about to do. Take your ass on a mission with the boys in blue. Dre,
what up, Snoop?
Yo, I got the feeling, tonight's the night like Betty Wright, and I'm chilling, killing, feeling, no remorse, yeah. So let's go straight to the motherfucking source and see what we can find. Crooked ass cops that be getting niggas a gang of time, and now they wanna make a deal with me. Scoop me up and put me on their team and chill with me, and make my pockets bigger. They wanna meet with me tonight at 7 o'clock.
So what's up, nigga?
What you wanna do?
What you wanna do?
I got the gauge, a Uzi, and my motherfucking 22. So if you wanna blast, nigga, we can buck 'em. If we stick 'em, then we stuck 'em. So fuck.
Yeah, and you don't stop.
Cause it's 187 on an undercover car.
Yeah, and you don't stop.
Cause it's 187 on an undercover car. 6:05 was the time on the clock when me and my homie bailed in the parking lot. The scene looked strange and it felt like a setup.
Better not be, cause if it is, they getting lit up.
Oh, here they come from the back and they lax. I'm checking for the gas, they strap. So what's up, black?
Chill, let's hit a deal. If it ain't up to what you feel, then grab your steel.
Right, so what you motherfuckers gon' come at me with? Hope you ain't wanting none of my grip, cause you can say that shit.
Guess what they told me?
We give you 20 G's if you snitch on your homie. We'll put you in a home and make your life plush. Oh yeah, but you gotta sell dope for us. Let me think about it. Turn my back and grab my gat, and guess what I told him before I shot it? If you don't quit, yeah. If you don't stop, yeah. I'm letting my gat pop. Cause it's 187 on an undercover car.
Yeah, and you don't stop.
Cause it's 187 on an undercover car.
Yeah, and you don't stop.
Cause it's 187 on an undercover car.
Yeah, and you don't stop.
Cause it's 187 on an undercover car.
Yeah, and you don't stop.
Cause it's 187 on an undercover.
Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net.